Yes, everybody, Russ, the West Ham Network. The Premier League is back, and we start our Premier League campaign for the 25-26 season, as you well know, in a couple of short hours against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. We had Jacob on yesterday, Opposition Fan. We've had the morning show already with the Stats Attack. And yeah, as always, when I'm new to the channel, what we'd like to do before a couple of hours is try and predict the starting 11. I think there's probably 80-90% of the side we can pick, and there's a couple of maybe exceptions that may be one way or the other. So that's what we'll try and do. We'll try and predict what we can do. And we've got our fancy new board as well. Look at that, eh? Going up in the world, aren't we? Right, let's start. In goal for me, I think he starts. I think 𝗪𝗦𝗧 starts. He's been doing a lot in training. Potter's spoken quite highly about him. We're led to believe that Areola could be on his way out as well, potentially, before the close of the transfer window. So I think it's now time. You know, you spent 15 million quid on him, and I think throw him in. You know, it's not like he doesn't understand the Premier League. You know, there might be a little bit of learning with the defence and stuff, but I mean, you got to play him against Chelsea next week, if not. You know, so let's throw him in now. Let's throw him in now. It's a away game, and let's see what he can do. I'm excited about what he can do. Right, in the middle of the back three, 𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗥𝗟𝗏. I think that's obviously quite obvious. I think 𝗪𝗡𝗪𝗡𝗥𝗟𝗏 plays on the right. I think obviously we play three at the back. Now, obviously, I know it's not, it's actually a 5-3-2, or it's a 4-3-4-1-2. As we know, it adapts throughout the game, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But I think that's your back three. I think unless anyone gets sold, that is your back three for the rest of the season, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And then I'll play a slightly higher line, Aaron and Diouf. I think that's what we've got. That's what we've got in terms of our defense, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that back six now. I think it's a strong back six. I think it's a back six which can play, which can pass, play the ball with their feet, which can build attacks from the back rather than necessarily having to hoof it all the time. There is an option there, hoofing up to the forward. But I just think, for me, that works nicely. And I'm going to move because my OCD is kicking in. Right, let's go to midfield. I think it is... We'll do it, let's start with. I think Freddie, again, he's been in the starting lineup for the last couple of friendlies, and he's ready. He's ready for his Premier League starting debut in that central pack. Him against Granit Xhaka, who'll be doing the same role for Sunderland, I'd imagine. It's going to be a really good battle, and yeah, let's bring him in now, because otherwise, it's now or never for Freddie, and I think he's ready to roll. Much against my better judgment, I think he will play 𝗪𝗪𝗧. Yes, let's make it an attacking lineup. I think he will play 𝗪𝗪𝗧. I think for me, he's his guy. As much as it pains people, I think it's the guy he wants to play. Actually, let's put him like that to start with. Actually, let's put him like that. There we go. Clearly, we know that there is a job there needed for someone who can take over this position in the side. And we've been linked with half a dozen, 10 players who could play that position. So, yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. That's going to be hopefully addressed before the end of August. And then Paqueta makes sense. Bowen, obviously. And then you've got the main man, Füllkrug, up front. I think that's what you're going with. Now, that will change throughout the game, but what I'm really liking is this. See, we've had this side and the interaction between him and Bowen and vice versa. Do you like me arrows? But now we've got this dude here, and we know that he has got a whip of a cross on him. As I said, he's putting those balls into the box, nice and looped. Oh no, too many arrows, balls above. And then Mr. Füllkrug puts him in the back of the net. Simple, isn't it? And if he don't put him in the back of the net, then and he goes front post, then Bowen's usually back post coming in. So it's double whammy, absolute double whammy. I'm quite excited. I know, you know, a lot of people are a little bit and rightly so, a little bit sort of hesitant about this season. But I think if we get a decent start, against, you know, against Sunderland today, and then Chelsea. I mean, they have only just come back from pre-season. You know, they've had obviously the Club World Cup. They won't be final cylinders just yet, so it's a good opportunity to get them now. What I like about this side is obviously we can adapt. So if we're going to, hey, do you like that? Get out! Look, we've gone up in the world, my friends. To someone like Aaron, you know, he tucks in. You've almost got three in midfield. You know, Fulcrum almost at times against Lille they were almost doing this, and Bowen was like there with full crew playing there. So you've got lots of different options. Obviously, we know the glaring issue is this one. We know that is the glaring issue, but that's not going to be sorted by today. I don't think they'll play Alvarez, as the report saying, suggesting that he's not going to be here. You know, he's moving on. I think the key thing is this how this dude plays, and you know his ability to just sort of look at what's around him will make or break this team. In terms of Lucas, will absolutely make or break. And we know there's a nice little, this. I quite like this combination of players. I like this combination of players to Bowen. That works quite nicely. And we know that obviously with Hermansson's a good goalkeeper in terms of the ball at his feet. And, the likes of 𝗪𝗪𝗓, the likes, when you've got someone like Wan-Bissaka pushing up and Diouf pushing up, you've got the likes of, 𝗪𝗪𝗓 with the Diags, dotted over Diag as well. I mean, Diouf had so much space against Lille on that left-hand side. And I just think there's a real, as I said, he'll probably I'd like to think maybe even double figure, not even at double figures for assists, but there's going to be a lot of assists for him, for Diouf this year. And that's why he's in my fantasy football league. And if you want to be, don't forget, you can join our league with monthly prizes to be won until you all give up after about 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, he's on my fantasy football league. So yeah, it's all good. Anyway, friends, I'll be back in a couple of hours, or an hour or so, for the watch along. Join me for that. There'll be prizes to be won, as always. Don't forget to check out Match Bingo as well. Let's do a bigger QR code so you can see it. A bigger QR code, which if you download the app, UK only, obviously 18 over apply only as well. You can get your bingo cards for the game against Sunderland, and basically you get, it's like a couple of quid a card, and throughout the game, if there's 5 or more shots or whatever, you've got certain things you have to tick off, and you can get a line or get a house. The West Ham Network, we've won it a couple of times actually, and to be fair, the lovely guys at Match Bingo gave the money for us to donate to the Iron Supporting Food Banks, which was lovely. Anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and I'll see you in a little bit. Come on, you Irons.